Hey there again, it's me, the Undying Nephilim, and apparently all of you liked my last commentary, so I will continue making these. And for the second one, I will again show some more Hyrule Total War, because everyone seems to be interested in that at the moment, so I'll show a few more things on this game before I go off onto my other games. But one thing that I wanted to do in Hyrule Total War is include as many of the races as I could from the actual series, but since I feel that many of them could not really build, big empires and field large armies, that a lot of them wouldn't really work well in that format. So instead, I decided to include them as mercenary units, and basically, no matter what side you play as, you can hire these different mercenary units, and it gave me an excuse to basically include every race in Zelda possible. So for this demo, I will show you 4 mercenary units that I have made, and this battle will take place on Hyrule Field, because it's a good place to show some stuff, since it's basically a big flat grassland. And then I will play as a Gerudo this time, because last time I was the Helians, so yeah, I'll be the Gerudo. And next time, hopefully, I'll have the Gorons ready. I've actually started working on them. I have some of their models done, but so for my army, I'll have all the Gerudo heroes. Might as well show them too. So I'll have Ganondorf and Twinrova and Nabooru and Runeka, who are the 4 Gerudo heroes I have at the moment. And then I think I'll have some Iron Knuckles in my force too, because I like Iron Knuckles a lot. Then I'll just load up on infantry. And then I will hire some mercenary units because I want to show them in this commentary. So there'll be regular mercenaries and hero mercenaries, and I'll have Malon, who's the first mercenary hero I made, and then I'll hire some Ordanians, some Sabrosians, and Tokay, because they are the first mercenaries I have done. And for the Helians, I'll just fight the first Princess Zelda, and I guess I'll just give her some random units like infantry. And more infantry. And probably some ranged units just to be a little fair. I'll give him 2 more basic infantry. So, yeah. Let's get the fight started, I guess. I'll show you guys these mercenaries. And also, I'm well aware that I pronounce some of the names from the series weird, like, apparently people pronounce the Helians as Hylians, but I pronounce them as Helians. I've honestly never heard 2 people pronounce anything the same in the series, probably because there's no voiceover, so if you don't like the way I pronounce things, go ahead and pronounce them differently. Tomato, tomato. So, I think I'll just get right into deploying my forces so I can show you the mercenaries up close. So we'll skip the little general speech, not that there is any yet. And I think I'll show you Malon first, so let me find her. Milan, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But Malon is a ranged archer unit, and she's mounted on a horse, so she has longer range than any archer in the game too, so she's a very valuable cavalry and archer unit. And because she's mounted, that also makes her really fast, so thank goodness there's only one of her, because she's borderline overpowered right now. And then, in addition to her, there's a whole bunch of Ordanians that follow her. And those that don't know what the Ordanians are, they're basically the humans from Twilight Princess. They're this big farming nation that provides the Kingdom of Hyrule with horses and food, so I figured Malon would probably get her forces from there if she had any. So yep, there's the first mercenary unit, Malon, and she's pretty cool. I'm glad I included her in the game. And then over here we have more Ordanian farmers, which in the end they'll actually get their own faction with tons of different units and stuff, and they'll be a cavalry heavy faction because they're a big farming nation, but for the purpose of this demo I just have them as mercenaries so I could show them. And one of the things I like about this engine so much is it supports randomized models and stuff. So each Ordanian has different hair, different outfits, and different accessories. So no two Ordanians are the same. And that's pretty much the same thing for everything else in the game, like the Subrosians here. To my surprise, a lot of people asked for these guys to be in the game. Like, dozens of people like constantly said, "Are the Subrosians gonna be in the game? Put them in the game." And apparently these guys have a lot of fans, so I said, "All right, screw it. I'll put the Subrosians in the game." So now we have these little rainbow Jawas with pickaxes that you can hire for your armies. So yeah, they're fun. They're funny, and if you manage to find their little hidden cities, you can hire them for your army and watch these little rainbow Jawas run around hacking people up with pickaxes. So I guess they're kind of like comedy relief, but yeah, I ended up putting them in the game. And then for this demo, the last mercenary units I have are the Tokay, which also are a race that a lot of people asked to be in the game. And I'm a big fan of reptiles, so naturally I had to put them in the game. And much like how they are in Oracle of Ages, they're not very smart. They'll throw their spears and do all sorts of weird things in a fight, so they're basically cannon fodder units, but the more the merrier. And also in Tokay society, your rank is not really measured by how wealthy you are or how much you own. It's based on if you have clothing or not. So if you're like this Tokay here in the front who has this blue shirt on, you're basically the leader because, oh my god, you have a shirt. Clothing is really valuable to them because, again, they're a backward society and they're just kind of weird and quirky. So, but yeah, I included them in the game because I like them and a lot of people wanted them. So that's it for the mercenary units now. So I'll just put all my infantry in a group. And then I'll put Malin and Runeka in a group because they're both mounted archers, so they work well in unison. And then I'll just put my Iron Knuckles right here in the front because they kick ass. And yeah, I'll just start the battle up. And here we have Naburu and her bodyguards kneeling here praying or something. Getting ready for the fight. So I didn't really bother with what the Helian army consisted of this time, so they're probably just going to do a random strategy with infantry. Let's go take a look at Princess Zelda. There she is. This is Princess Zelda the First. In the actual storyline of the game, she's the first Princess Zelda you'll get to command, and her model's based off of how she looks in The Link to the Past, so she's got the blue and white outfit. And she's mostly a support hero, so she's not very good fighting, but as long as she's on the field, her soldiers fight better. She's really good at speeches, too. Anyway, it looks like their crossbowman is going after my forces, so I'll just have Malin here distract them, since she has longer range and can probably pick them off. And then on my other flank, I'll have Runeka do the same thing, because Runeka is also a long-ranged archer. Yeah, there's Runeka. I'll have her and her units harass these crossbowmen right here and basically take the fire off of my main forces. Yeah, there she goes. Mounted cavalry is a really fun unit to use in this game because one, they're really fast, so they're hard to catch. Basically, you need cavalry to catch them, and they cause all sorts of problems for the enemy if they're not prepared. And then I'll have my Iron Knuckles just charge right down the center with the rest of my forces marching behind them. Now, a lot of people were concerned that the Iron Knuckles were overpowered, and yes, they are really powerful, but they are not immortal. They're actually really weak against anything with like another pole arm, like spearmen are really good against them because the Iron Knuckles are tough, but if you have a reach longer than them, then